guys and dolls, today I'm going to be sharing with you my Sephora haul and I'm really excited about it. I'm always excited about everything. Right now Sephora is having their Sephora VIB 20% off discount, so if you are a VIB member you get 20% off your sale. And yeah, that's awesome because a lot of these things are like never on sale, so it's a great time to get some things that are a little more expensive or maybe things you just kind of want to try out or whatever. So I went to Sephora yesterday and I shopped a little bit. They also have these really cute tote bags that you can get when you make a purchase, either in-store or online, and on the inside it says every gloss is a chance to shine. How cute. So this is actually a pretty good tote bag, and if you guys remember my Sephora haul from last year, I didn't get the tote bag, or maybe it was from earlier this year, I don't know. I didn't get the tote bag last time, so I'm very happy I got the tote bag this time. One other thing I'm going to talk about at the end of this video is how I feel about the Lorac Pro palette versus the Laura Mercier palette, because I got so many questions on that on my Laura Mercier video that I posted on Monday, so I'm going to be sharing with you my thoughts on the two palettes. But for now, let me just show you my haul. So the first thing I'm just going to kind of grab and start talking about things. Okay, so the first thing is something that I just picked up in the Beauty To Go, which is like when you're in line, they have all those little items. So this is the Hourglass Iconic Red Lipstick. It's a liquid lipstick. Let me go ahead and pull this out. Now this is like a little mini, so this was like $10, and this product is, I believe, $28, so it's kind of a pricier lipstick to try, and so I wanted to try the mini first, and it is gorgeous. I love, love, love. So that's what I'm wearing right now, and I put something else over it that I'll show you in just a second. I don't know how long it's gonna last. It does have the really nice packaging, just like the full-size item, but it's very small, so we'll kind of see how long this lasts. I really love it. It has a nice matte texture, and I don't know, I'm digging it at the moment. It's nice, like garnet red, and I don't think I have any colors quite like this, and I do have a lot of lipstick, but I usually don't reach for like the really vampy darker reds. Alright, so the next item, VIB Rouge. So this is their greatest form of membership or whatever. Basically it means you spend $1,000 a year, which is ridiculous. So basically this is the Shopaholics Anonymous Sephora version, but with the VIB Rouge you get a little lipstick that is available, and this is a really gorgeous shade. I'm not trying to encourage you guys to go out and try to get the VIB Rouge and spend $1,000 a year at Sephora. Obviously I spend more money at Sephora than the average person because I'm a blogger, and so, you know, I buy things to review for you guys, things that I might not normally buy. So this is kind of like the official, you know, makeup addict lipstick. It's also a very lovely color, and I have it layered over with the Hourglass lipstick. So that's this. I picked up some Clarisonic brush heads because during a sale like this you just gotta stock up, and so yeah. Not terribly exciting on that one. Okay, the next item is some bobby pins that were pink. I couldn't help it. They matched my hair. I mean, like literally it could like disappear into this, right? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? This next thing that I bought is a set of the body botters from Carez. I love this product. I can't live without it in the winter. My skin gets super, super dry. I live in California, and from everyone that I know that is not from California, apparently California is really dry. I would know because I've lived here my whole life. I guess it's particularly not humid. So anyway, this set is $24 and you get 4 of the body botters. The sizes on these are 1.69, so it's really comparable in terms of value to buying like the full-size body butter tubes, but then you get more scents. And Mikey really likes this one, the Basil Lemon, and I've been wanting to try out the Jasmine, and oh god, it smells so good. If you like jasmine, if you just like the scent of jasmine, I think you'll really like this one. I normally buy the Guava, and then the Apple Blossom came with it. I'm not too crazy about the smell, but you know, I mean, I'll just put it on my feet or something. It doesn't matter. This next item is also from Hourglass. Can you tell I'm on a little bit of an Hourglass trip at the moment? I got another one of the Ambient light powders. I love these. I've talked about them before. I now have 3 of them, so I picked up Diffused light on this last visit. Actually, I have to blame Makeup by Tiffany D for this one because she was talking about how this one would be a good one to eliminate redness, and I was like, you know, yeah, I'm gonna go pick that up. That was a weird noise I just made. Anyway, it is a really lovely, like very light, slightly yellow tint, so it is really great at eliminating redness on the skin. I actually set my foundation with it today and I think I look quite nice. I love these powders. I really need to do an in-depth review on them, but in the meantime, I'm gonna direct you to a really, really, really great video on these by Dustin Hunter. I love these powders. They are very expensive. They're like $45 each, and so it's a little ouchy when you go to purchase them. But they're such a wonderful cosmetics company, and they're also cruelty-free. So it's, you know, a lot of those really, really luxury brands aren't cruelty-free. So if you're looking for a cruelty-free brand that has gorgeous, you know, luxury products, check out Hourglass. I really I'm wanting to get more into the brand. Another really great thing that they have right now is a palette that comes with 3 of the ambient light powders. It comes with dim light, and then 2 others I can't remember. I didn't get that though because I already have dim light, so I didn't really see the point in like repurchasing it again, but I kind of wanted to, I'm not gonna lie. And that palette also comes with a sample of their Veil Primer, which is so good. I barely even let myself use this because this was so expensive. So it's definitely a bonus in that little kit that you can get the primer as well. My next item is a nail polish. It is the Formula X for Sephora, the Bombshell shade. It's like a peach, kind of milky peach color with black speckles. So it's one of those like speckle polishes. I'm all about it right now. I think they're just so pretty. Another thing, if you're going to be going in for the sale, look into getting the 22 set. I don't have them all in the box anymore. I've put them up, but get the 22 set that I reviewed the other day. It is so good. I have to do this with my head. I don't know what this is about. The next thing that I picked up during the sale is the Marc Jacobs Magic Marker pen style liner, and I just, oh my gosh, this is just so beautiful. It looks like a fancy pen that you would like write a love letter with or something. I don't know. Really gorgeous packaging, and I like that it's a little thicker so it's a little easier to hold in the hand. Now I will say that I had, you know, when I was in the store I drew on my hand and I was like really impressed with the way that it lines. It has a very nice thin tapered felt tip liner, and I was just really impressed with, you know, the precision and just like how fluid it is or whatever. But when I got it home, I had a really hard time trying to figure out how to draw a line with this. I don't know if it was just if it was me or if it was the thing itself. I will say this liner is $30, so this is kind of like a social experiment. Like, is this $30 liner worth it, or is it just, you know, an overly expensive liner? So I'm going to be testing this out, seeing how long it lasts. I will say it's very black, and I do like that because the liner that I usually use now is this one from Physicians Formula, and it's not very black. I have to say, I think that they changed the formula because originally the ultra black shade was really black, and now this one's not very black at all. So I'm going to be testing this one out because it's very black, and I also want to say that this is very water resistant, and it's actually kind of a little bit difficult to remove, which in the realm of eyeliner is kind of nice because you want it to stay on, of course. This next item that I picked up is from Stila. This is one of their magnificent metal foil finish eyeshadows. I've seen a lot of other bloggers and vloggers purchasing this, and it just seems like it's something that's kind of interesting. So it comes with this little pan that you use to mix up the eyeshadow. Here you have the eyeshadow, and this actually is like a little metal pot, which just makes it a little more luxurious. And then it has the foil bits that are sort of pressed in there, and then you, oh no, okay, everything's fine, it's just the cap, not a problem. So they're sort of like flaky pressed in there. Oh god, they're so pretty. And then you mix it in with this little thing of mixing medium that it comes with. I just thought this would be fun to check out and experiment with, and now I'm gonna put it away because I'm nervous that I'm gonna drop it and break it or something. So those are all the items that I purchased. I also picked up the 500 point gift while I was there. They have this one from Urban Decay. It comes with, let me open it up. On the inside, it comes with 2 of their sprays. You get the B6 spray, which I absolutely love. I use it every morning now. It's like my toner. Love. And then the All Nature spray, which, as again, you guys have seen me use many times. I love it. And then the anti-aging primer, which again I love. And this eyeshadow is Mushroom. Can't remember if I already have Mushroom or not. I'm just gonna give it to like a family member or something. But the reason why I got this little kit is because I wanted to get these to use as like little minis when I travel. So really great kit. If you don't have those items from Urban Decay, you're gonna be really excited to try them out. And if you do have them, maybe you want them as minis like I did. Alright, so now let's talk about palettes. Gotta drink some coffee before we talk about palettes. It's about to get real up in here. So one of the #1 things everyone likes to get during sales like this are palettes. And I just reviewed the Laura Mercier Artist Palette on Monday and did a tutorial with it. And I have to tell you guys, my love for this palette has not wavered in the last couple days. In fact, I think I love it more. It's just so good. And I'm quite disappointed that some of these colors are not like they're not permanent. So once I use them, they're gone, and I'm kind of freaking out, and I'm thinking about getting a backup of this palette. That is how much I like it. It is so good. Now, when I did that video, a lot of people were asking me how it compares to the Lorac Pro palette. Let me put it to you this way. I've owned this palette now for about a year, and I don't know that I've ever shown it in a video. Maybe I have. I think I've used it 5 times, maybe. Not really a big fan of this palette, and I can't put my finger on like one definitive thing that makes it something I don't like, but here are just a couple of things that I don't know. I think that the matte colors in this palette are maybe a little bit dry or a little bit chalky, which just make them less desirable with application. This cream color, the highlight, it's actually really, really light, and I think it's because it's kind of chalky that it looks weird on my brow bone area, and I hate an overly frosted brow bone, but I also don't like a really chalky, dry looking one. I think that looks really. I do like the idea of this, that the whole top layer is the matte colors, the whole bottom layer is the shimmer colors. Also, the color palette looked like something that I would really, really love, but you know, there's so many colors that I really just don't reach for in here. I don't wear gold eyeshadows that often because they could look a little orange on me, so I kind of have to fiddle with them a little bit more. These shimmer shades, I don't like very many, if any of them, for a lid shade. They're just not my preference. They're not what I would gravitate to. It's not that this is like a terrible palette, and that, I mean, this palette is really super popular. A lot of people really, really love it. In terms of choosing between the Laura Mercier Artist Palette or the Lorac Pro, this is how it pretty much boils down. With the Lorac Pro, you get more shades. You get a total of 16 eyeshadows. You get 8 that are matte textured. You get 8 that are shimmery. Textures of the eyeshadows are okay, but they are not an A+ texture is how I would describe it. And you get less than 1 gram of each eyeshadow. You get roughly 1/2 gram of each eyeshadow, which is a very small amount, and you're going to rip through this palette quite quickly if you use it every day. Versus the Laura Mercier palette, where you don't get as many like frosted high finish metallic or anything like that, whereas that's what you get with the Lorac Pro palette. However, what you get is a much nicer, you know, presentation. The palette itself looks nicer. The mirror on the inside is a little nicer. You get much better textured eyeshadows. These are A+ texture eyeshadows, I would say. Really only have one true frosted finish eyeshadow, and then some that have a little shimmer in them, but they're not like super frosty, which for me personally is a good thing because I have tons of shimmery eyeshadow. I want some that have nicer, more refined textures in like the satin and matte type of category. So in this palette you get very, very light highlight shades. This one you get more like warm tones. You get, you know, you actually get a red eyeshadow, basically a nice copper. So you have more of like a warm toned thing going on with this one, whereas this one is a little more cool tone. It's more in like the mauve pink category, so if those are your preference, you're gonna like this palette a lot more, which is why I love this palette so much. I just think that it's so good. I can't get over it. The other factor is that this one is limited edition, so if you want it, you're gonna need to get it, and get it soon, because this is probably going to sell out during the VIB sale because so many people love this palette, and it's gonna be like, you know, it's gonna be gone before we know it. So all of this to say, I would highly recommend the Laura Mercier Artist Palette versus the Lorac Pro. As I said, I've had this for like a year now, and you guys have never heard me say probably hardly anything about it, if anything at all, and you certainly haven't heard me gush about it. There are a couple of other palettes I think that maybe you guys might be interested in, and one of them is the Lorac Unzipped palette. And one of the reasons why I was so disappointed with the textures of the Lorac Pro palette is because the Lorac Unzipped palette has phenomenal textures, and again, these colors just speak more to me. They're on more like the mauve end of things, so they work better for me, and they're also more in line with my own individual taste. So if you're looking for an eyeshadow palette that has, again, a mix of the mattes, a mix of the shimmer shades, check out the Lorac Unzipped palette. Now, if the question was between the Unzipped palette and the Laura Mercier Artist palette, I would really have a hard time, but I would pick the Laura Mercier one by like a hair, only because it's really hard. I don't want to have to pick. I don't like this game. I would probably pick the Laura Mercier Artist Palette only because it's limited edition and it's got more matte shades and it's a little more travelable, whereas the Unzipped palette has just gorgeous colors, but it has a lot of similar kind of shiny colors. so that you're not going to get as many different kinds of looks as with the Laura Mercier Artist Palette that has a little bit more of a mix of colors. That was really hard. One last thought before we go. All of these palettes are more on the demure end. They're more like everyday eyeshadow palettes, and that's one of the reasons why I love them, is because they're so simple and accessible and easy to use. However, well, I don't love the Lorac Pro, sorry. But however, if your aim is color and you want to get a colorful eyeshadow palette this year, check out the Vice 2 palette. This is so good. It has these gorgeous jewel tone eyeshadows. I just used this in a video on Wednesday, and I used it in another video last month. Just really fantastic. The textures, the finishes. Most of these are shimmery, which is kind of a disappointment, but they're so good. One last thing before I let you guys go, I want to give a shout out to Gabrielle, who I ran into at Sephora. Thank you for saying hi to me and running into me like 6 times while we were at Bay Street, and for sharing your purchases with me. So if any of you actually purchased anything from this sale, I'd love to know what you guys picked up. Please let me know in the comments below or on Facebook or wherever. And that's pretty much it. Have a fantastic day. I will see you guys on Monday with a new video, and remember to be vintage or tacky. Just be yourself. See you, bye.